Have you ever wondered why your child melts down and goes into a full-fledged tantrum with the slightest change in routine? New food or outfit you ask them to try? Bright lights, loud sounds. Do they struggle to fall asleep and regulate their emotions in a major way when they're tired, which they constantly are? If you've got an overly emotional, exhausted child on your hands nearly 24/7, then it's very likely that your little one is struggling with sensory issues and possibly sensory processing disorder. But we're here to help. This video is going to break down what sensory issues in kids really are, some most common causes and triggers, and most importantly, what you can do to help your child calm and regulate their sensory nervous system once again. Let me tell you a little bit about someone named Tierney. Tierney was a great kid, but she had some extreme sensory processing challenges where she could only wear just a few really loose dresses that didn't rub against her skin. Seams, fabrics, eyeglasses, even shoes were so overwhelming to her that it turned into big meltdowns and severe anxiety. At the time, Tierney's nervous system was so stressed that her senses weren't communicating well with her brain. It's kind of like having a broken volume control, where the volume of her senses was way too high. She felt sensations of clothing at such a high volume that it sent her body into a fight or flight mode. It wasn't just one instance that caused Tierney to have a stressed nervous system, but rather a buildup of stress over time. We call this the perfect storm. Tierney was a colicky baby and had a lot of ear infections, but gut problems, sleep struggles, and emotional regulation issues. That stress eventually turned into a vicious cycle of sensory processing challenges and anxiety. With specific neurologically focused chiropractic care, that calmed and coordinated her nervous system, and now she has a whole new wardrobe of clothes, shoes, glasses, you name it. At 10 years old, they celebrated Tierney wearing her very first pair of jeans. So, way to go. She's the sweetest, smartest, strongest girl that we know, and she's absolutely thriving. She's also managing her anxiety and sleeping so much better. So even though the change of seasons and new school schedules can still be a little stressful for Tierney, her continued adjustments get her through those challenges and adapt much easier. Tierney said that she likes that chiropractic care fixes the problem. And we love hearing that because getting to the root cause of your child's struggles is always our goal. So let's talk a little bit about sensory processing. The sensory issues affect nearly 1 in 6 kids, with the number growing more and more. The average pediatrician and medical providers still today not only will often completely overlook and miss sensory issues in your child, but they'll often even dismiss them as completely normal and say something to the effect of, "Don't worry, they'll grow out of it," which is simply not the case. So there's a difference between hypersensitivity and hyposensitivity. Hypersensitivity is where things feel too sensitive. That volume's turned way up. And hyposensitivity is where that volume is actually turned way down. You'll see some kids bang into things and not even feel pain, or just constantly run around the house and not feel any sensations. That sensory seeking behavior is their body's way of adapting to how their sensory system is adjusted. They're either looking for more information, they need all of that sensation because they can't quite get enough. The weighted blankets, all of that really helps them get more sensation, or everything is too sensitive, so they shy away from any kind of extra sensations. So that can affect various aspects of a child's life, from education, social interactions, family dynamics, overall health. It really frustrates how their brain can process information, which affects all aspects of life. There's other contributing factors for sensory issues, such as prematurity, birth trauma, environmental triggers. All of those together we call the perfect storm. So it's leading to subluxation, dysautonomia, and vagus nerve dysfunction issues at the root cause. And what that means is that the body simply can't process everything that's being thrown at it. There's stress stuck or subluxation, which is causing that fight or flight system to just be on overload. Most parents of sensory kids that we meet have already tried OT, breath work, yoga, sensory diets, supplements, and other strategies to try and help improve their child's sensory issues with little or no success. In order to fully address the root cause of sensory issues in kids, we highly recommend learning more about the sensory test and neurological stress scans that we run in the office. We call them the insight scans, and most specifically for our sensory kids, we look at the sensory EMG scans that you can see right here. Now we have a couple different views here, but what this really shows us is this is what a normal sensory scan would look like for that EMG. Now this detects the muscle system in the body, which is 90% of the input that goes into the brain. We can see here that Tierney's scan was so overloaded. This is what we call subluxation, or that increased sympathetic dominance, that fight or flight system. And we can measure that. So if we look down at this category right here, the numbers right here is 409. Now all of these numbers we want around 100. So her system was 4 times overloaded, meaning she's already at a level 10. And anything extra when she has clothes on or she's going out to loud places, all of that just brings her over the edge. It blows all of her fuses. And so we need to decrease that, get her into a place where her brain can process that so much easier, and then going to new places with loud sounds or lights, having all of that clothing changes and different fabrics doesn't overload her system. You want some more information on sensory processing disorders, click the link in our bio. There's a lot of articles that are linked through there, and check out our website for more information.